Hey, everybody. We're going to watch another stupid movie for your enjoyment. I'm Dan.
I'm
I'm
Jordan.
Jordan.
I'm Justin.
And the sound has
Dan?
now been figured out. There's no more echoey weirdness. There's no more anything. Everything's good.
Good.
So today we're going to be watching Lady Frankenstein,
Oh,
a movie I think we all hoped would come out and is finally here.
Yep.
I like to
Is this a new
imagine
release?
I like to imagine that this movie was written by Mary Shelley's husband. Because he was like, "Oh yeah, Frankenstein. Everybody really liked that, huh? Well, what about Lady Frankenstein?
right.
Could really work."
Percy just wrote Lady Frankenstein, presented it to his publisher, or he tried and he presented it to her, and she was like, "No, no, honey, no, this is stupid." But he said, "I'll show you," and he took it off.
Yeah, he'd be able to capture an undead woman's perspective pretty well, I think.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm hoping this will be a very feminist look at what it's like to be made of different corpses. And
Well,
brought
it
to
was
life.
made in Italy in 1971, so I think we're going to see a pretty forward-looking take on Lady Frankenstein here.
Italian movie, is it? The hot Italian horror movie. Okay.
English dub.
I'm predicting this is going to make no sense whatsoever to us non-Italian people, because that's what Italian horror movies are. They're all images and colors and gore, and then a plot is like a tertiary concern.
Well, I didn't know this was an Italian movie. I'm expecting to see a lot of mafia elements now. I'll be looking for that.
Franken Mafia.
All right. Well, if you want to support the channel, you can like it and subscribe. You know how to support a channel. I mean, I don't have to walk you through this. So if you want to do that, do that. If not, then thanks for being here anyway.
Yeah.
Kick back, get your popcorn, if you like popcorn, or whatever else you might like to eat. Get a drink. Let's watch Lady Frankenstein.
Yeah, here
Watch
it
some-
goes. Just flipping our cars.
Weather or time of day to change like 5 times already in the course of this. Like dead of night, like early morning, but still morning when they arrived at that gate, and now it's snowing.
You can't expect them to have consistency in something as difficult as the weather. I mean,
Yeah, movies back then probably took years to film. So
Oh,
this
yeah,
is-
Yeah. It's a miracle they got anything on at all.
exactly.
They probably forgot, like, hey guys, we didn't shoot a thing of us taking the coffin off of the cart. Damn it. Okay. You know what? We'll go back. But it's winter now. Oh, whatever. No one will notice.
Still worth it. We need that shot. Nobody will ever believe we took the coffin off the cart if we don't have a shot showing it.
They'll be like, well, how did the corpse get into the lab?
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they're kind of right that no one would notice because this is the time when people are, they're like, oh, I should have gotten popcorn. And they're running, they're trying to find their seat. They're, get comfortable.
Yeah.
They're yelling at their wife or their husband to keep it down because they can't hear the movie.
Can't hear all this plot. And what was with the like? Is it just because they were Italian that the looks looked lecherous? Is that just my prejudice against Italian people that I assume that they had
Very
this
well
lecherous-
might be. Yes, that might just be a prejudice on your part.
Three of them like giving kind of weird lecherous looks, but there's nothing to lecherous.
Well, they are pulling corpses out of and putting corpses into the ground, so I mean, it's kind of lecherous.
I guess.
Bit overripe, that one. Best I could do this week. People just never...
You know, it was nice of them to blow their entire budget to film the intro to the movie in widescreen, and they're like, "Okay, we got to drop back here. We did. That's it. That's all we got film for."
Tighten it up. I think this is supposed to be looking like a Hammer horror film. Like Britain had all those Hammer horror pictures, like the Dracula and Frankenstein movies. I think that's what they're going for.
Okay,
They'll succeed.
I think they're gonna succeed.
Hammer horror. I'm not familiar with that term. What does that mean?
Hammer was a British film studio, and they became famous for their bringing back these monster movies. So they had the vampire, they had Dracula. They all starred Christopher Lee and Peter Cushing, right? So
Good call.
Christopher Lee, Peter Cushing from Star Wars, Admiral, what's his face, who dies in the Death Star at the end of the first Star Wars movie. He was like Van Helsing. Christopher Lee was the Frankenstein monster. Peter Cushing was Dr. Frankenstein. They did the Mummy. They did the Wolfman. Whole bunch of stuff. So so Hammer was a British film studio. They were famous for cleavagey, bright red blood, lots of buxom cleavagey lead actresses, and kind of gory, for the time anyway, gory pictures.
Not just cleavagey, but buxom cleavage. That's my kind of picture.
They got a lot more cleavagey as they went on. They started like a little bit of cleavage, but then as clear as they were getting into the late 60s into the 70s, that cleavagey was their main focal point for a lot of these movies.
That's like if the Lord of the Rings started as a regular movie, and like by the third one, it was just hardcore pornography.
Essentially, yeah. And it was yeah. So yeah, the women got more and more buxom as they went on.
Oh, beg your pardon, Baron.
You don't have to count it. It's all there.
Always is. See you next week.
Lynch,
Yeah.
I may need you sooner than next week. Something very special this time.
Oh, I like that. Very special. Has a ring of money to it, eh?
I want a corpse dead no longer than 6 hours. 200.
No, 500.
300.
Done. Let's say I'm a patron of science. But I can't promise.
Results, not Promises.
I don't understand your trusting him so much.
Money, Charles, is a miracle drug for people like Lynch.
Sounds like that scene in The Simpsons where they put in Mr. Black.
Yeah. Blatantly dubbed him.
In a movie where they're already being blatantly dubbed, they blatantly dubbed double time on this guy.
They dubbed the dub guy. Like, I don't like the way the dub guy delivered that last name.
Get a
So
dubber
we're
in
gonna
here.
put someone to dub that dub guy.
Hey, Jordan, move your window to the other side of the screen so it doesn't look like you're staring into space there. There you go.
Oh, yeah, it's... I gotta center this here. There.
You're not doing anything with them. They're just...
I mean, that's not a lady.
Yeah, you'd think if you're making a lady Frankenstein, you'd want to make specifically lady corpse source, right?
I mean, it
You'd
depends how
think
big
so.
you want your lady. I mean, maybe if you want like a big lady, maybe they're getting, dudes and kind of shaping them into lady
Gotta
parts.
do what they gotta do, I guess.
You know, I like how everybody wore suits back then. You don't see these guys just, in t-shirts and all relaxed like.
I mean, yes, they may be desecrating corpses, but they look a little civilized while they're doing it.
They're professional. Now they'd all have like t-shirts, ironic t-shirts, and
This is why there's been no serious modern efforts to sew a bunch of corpses together and reanimate them. Just nobody's serious anymore.
mad scientists in general. The dress code has gone really downhill.
Yeah, you never hear of mad scientists anymore.
That's why. Everyone's
Now they calm down.
I don't know any scientists, but if I did, I would encourage them to be as crazy as possible. You try to convince them that the world wasn't the way it was and all sorts of stuff, just so they'd go mad.
You get more interesting science that way, I think.
That's right, exactly. Mainstream science isn't trying to sew a bunch of corpses together and create some sort of reanimated super freak.
Well, let's create a movement then. How about next summer's Mad Scientist Summer?
Yeah, exactly.
You got all year to prepare for it.
They should run programs in schools so they have mad scientists come to the schools and talk to the children. Like, maybe you want to consider a career in mad scientists.
That's right. They
Science.
never try to foster the next generation of mad scientists.
Maybe some young girl wants to be a mad scientist, but she thinks it's a boy's profession. Well, maybe talk to her.
That's why movies like Lady Frankenstein are so very important.
That's right. It should be shown in schools.
Such a grotesque dream. Or perhaps he shall be a nightmare.
Would it matter?
Not to me, not if I can give him life. That's worth anything.
Including your own life?
Even that. To succeed in creating life is the ultimate achievement. To hesitate, to fear, to doubt now would...
Has anybody told this guy he can just, have sex with a woman? And
Right, damn it. How do we do this?
Well, when a man and a woman love each other very much, they go to the graveyard and dig up corpses no older than 6 hours old.
now, before you have a baby, you have to prove you can take care of a reanimated corpse.
Yeah, I think
He's looking
society
at-
would be better off if we had that policy.
He's looking at the baby. He's wondering how they got the stitching. I can't even see the stitches. How do you do that? There's no idea how it normally works.
Where did you get such small human parts to sew together here? I don't understand.
He's too embarrassed to ask, too. That's the thing. How do we create life? I don't want to ask anyone. No, I feel silly. So I'll just figure it out myself.
This seems like a pretty solid idea.
Like everything I've ever done, pointless, empty. This is my life.
But to create life, shouldn't man leave that to God?
Here on earth, man is God.
Go to bed, Charles. Tanya will arrive in the morning. You'll want to look your best.
Good night.
I thought he already had pretty decent clothes on. I mean, come on.
He's like, yeah, get the hell out of here, get dressed. Why don't you?
Dressed like a farmer, yeah.
He's also, creating life, shouldn't man leave that to God? You're asking this question now after you've helped me move several corpses into the corpse box and make whatever this thing is on the table? You maybe should have brought this up earlier.
Yeah, this is the first time hearing of this.
Just occurred to me just now, before we bring this thing to life. This isn't like playing God, is it?
Charles! Well, I thought I would at least deserve a hello.
I'm sorry, Tanya. I'm very happy to see you. Your father and I were always happy to see you. Here, let me help you.
Thank you.
How lovely you look. Thomas? Thomas, come here. Thomas?
Honest farm animals.
Would you please take that?
Didn't they have that in the last movie?
Yep.
Take the...
At least he's not, like, slicing the throat of this poor little lamb in this movie.
Well, give him time. And wasn't this guy going to bed? He's supposed to be going to bed, getting rest, and then getting dressed. Instead, he's standing outside with an umbrella.
Maybe he thought that's what he meant, just accessorize. I'm already wearing a suit. Like, what do you want me to do? I guess an umbrella. I can add an umbrella in.
And it also looks pretty early for him to be going to bed. I mean, it's still quite bright out.
Yeah, well.
This is meant to be 4 a.m.
Mad scientists work different hours.
Luggage inside. Luggage inside, eh? Tanya?
Fine, I'll kill the sheep later.
Your father is still dressing. He worked rather late last night.
As usual. Is he still experimenting with animal transplants?
Well, you know how he is. He's been at it for 20 years. He'll be at it for another 20, but tell me about the university.
Well, except for my studies, it was rather boring. But I didn't go there to socialize. Aren't you pleased? I'm like my father, stubborn. When I want something, I get it. And I did. First of my class. I'm now a licensed surgeon.
Congratulations, Doctor.
Father! Father! Oh, so
Bye,
nice to
little
see
girl.
you. Oh.
Okay, hold on. He's already created life. That's his daughter. This guy's way ahead of the game.
Imagine how bad she feels, too. He's like, oh, my only aspiration is to create life. What about me, father? Not you. Get out.
Some way of passing down, my existence to some other life form. Father, I'm home. Yeah. Anyway,
I'm sewing 2 hobo corpses together right now in the hopes of finally having that offspring I've always wanted.
Finally to know what it's like to create life and be a father.
This guy, man, real jerk.
And she went on to be a doctor, like obviously scarred into it, right? By trying to impress him. I'll be a doctor too, father.
That's the way for a licensed surgeon to behave.
This one does.
Oh, yeah, Jack Morgan. Poor son of a bitch. They're gonna hang him good. Snap his neck for sure.
What about it, Simon? You and Harry with me?
Poor son of a bitch, Jack Morgan. Never did like him, though. Neither did you, right?
I'm waiting, yes or no.
Yeah, I'm with you, Tom.
And Harry?
Where I go, he goes.
Toast to Jack Morgan. Long may he die.
But you have heard this story many times before.
It doesn't matter, Father. It's a charming story. You know, Father, the name Frankenstein still echoes through the halls of the university.
I'm not surprised, but I stopped caring about those fools when I left them with their hands clapped over their ears 30 years ago. Please sit down, Charles. Your leg must be tired.
No, it's fine. Thank you.
Was it difficult? I mean,
Just
very
his leg?
difficult Seeing my daughter.
Just the one leg, yeah.
He stands. You haven't seen it, but if they pan down, the one leg is like significantly shorter than the other. So he's standing on the one leg, and the other's just kind of swinging there. So it's tired after a while. This is. I just like to point out that we've just made huge jumps in our scenes here. So we started. She arrives. Just cut to a huge conversation, seemingly just out of nowhere about these guys, and then cut violently again back to these people. This is that night. Is it did they just all change clothes and this is 5 minutes later?
We have years passed.
Years could be years. Yeah, he could have released several monsters in the interim. We don't know.
Mostly it was my being a woman. The professors have a lot of old-fashioned ideas about a woman's place.
I'm sure you will make a fine surgeon.
Thank you, Charles. But I do not want to be merely a fine surgeon.
What do you want?
To assist you, Father, in your work. Since I was a youngster, I was always interested in your experiments. Each summer when I was here, I would sneak into your laboratory.
But it was always locked.
I know. But I discovered the other way. The one through the wall. The bedroom wall.
Huh. Well, you little devil.
I was always curious. I still am. I'm curious to see how far you have progressed. And to show you my own progress.
I shall be delighted to discuss it with you, of course, as doctor to doctor.
Good. But I must warn you that my ideas are quite radical. Even more so than yours, Father.
Really?
Of course. I am my father's daughter.
You are referring to animal transplant.
Did you see that? He gave her one of those.
A little subtle FU.
Ideas are quite radical. I sew people together when they're still alive.
Kill them and then bring them back to life. Yeah, that's wild.
I'm thinking she's the Lady Frankenstein.
That does make sense.
Yeah.
Man, I can't believe he just full on just gave her the finger right there. They're like, oh yeah, that's nice.
Well, I think in Europe that's a sign of love and endearment, isn't it? Endearment.
Oh, good.
Yeah. That's what I tell my kid whenever I give him the finger. Every morning. Double bird him.
Double, good,
Yeah.
excellent.
No, just trust me. Europe, it's a sign of affection.
Human.
Why another 100?
What was the point of that shot?
Certain people have to be paid in advance.
There's horses.
What people?
Well, Baron, I can't tell you. Professional ethics.
Don't speak to me of ethics.
If you want what you want, it will cost you another 100. The way I see it, Baron, you don't have any choice.
I'll have to get it for you.
Take your time and don't worry. I won't sit down. I wouldn't want to damage this wonderful furniture.
Excuse me. I was looking for my father.
Would that be Dr. Marshall?
It would not.
Well, I never thought the Baron had it in him.
But Dr. Marshall would.
No, not on his best night. A drink, eh?
Much too early.
Never too early. For anything.
My dear sir, you are an obnoxious man. Extremely vulgar. And I'm certain that whatever you are thinking is merely fantasy on your part. I would say that you spend too much time alone in your fantasies. Be careful. It will soften your brain far quicker than whiskey.
How can somebody so lovely be such a bitch?
It depends on the company I'm with. I'm sorry, Father. I'm sorry. I didn't know you had a visitor.
Mr. Lynch,
Yes.
I will see you out.
Always a pleasure to talk to a lady. Good day, lady.
Father, I said I was sorry.
I heard you.
She's angry for her. We got to her house and she started talking to him.
I'm not really sure why anybody's mad here.
Yeah.
It's bizarre.
Oh, yeah.
200 now. 200 on delivery. When will it be?
Very soon.
When?
The hanging Jack Morgan day after tomorrow.
So?
So he's your man.
Are you not aware of our deal? I'm for to bring you corpses. Like, I don't know how you take that.
Or do you not understand that hanging a man will mean he is dead?
I need you to get me corpses. I'll get you one soon. They're killing him the day after tomorrow. And so he's the corpse I'm going to bring to you.
What do you mean?
What are you trying to say?
Well, they just better hope that old Jack Morgan doesn't break his neck when he hangs that day. He'll be flopping all over the place when he gets reanimated.
Maybe he doesn't need a neck bone. He's already got a good neck bone from somebody else.
There is a Frankenstein movie. Igor was the guy's name, and they hung him, and it broke his neck, but he didn't die. And he's played by Bela Lugosi, and he just has like a protrusion out of his neck, where he's, like that's his bone there, and he's they hung Igor, but he did not die. And one point he knocks on it, and it's really sickening.
And everybody, well, I mean, like, that's pretty gross, yeah, but if it's like, well, this guy did still murder my sister, remember? We would be nice if we finished hanging him here,
That was the thing. It's like, they hung me for my crimes. And it didn't work. I didn't die, so they just let him go. Well, no, you'd think that. Okay, just chop it off then. But apparently,
same thing with firing squad. If they just wound you, then you call it a push.
I guess. No, we carried out the sentence, sir. He didn't die, so but his sentence was carried out, so I guess we got to let him go. You mean that guy who murdered and ate 4 children? Yep.
We tried our best, if that's any consolation. Boom! Smash cut a day and a half forward.
Well, I don't suppose you'll be missing Jack Morgan very much.
About as much as I would miss you, Captain.
That really depresses me, Lynch. Because one day you'll be shaking hands with Morgan anyhow.
Oh, I'll save my other hand for you, Captain.
You don't have much time, Lynch. You're sure to make a mistake one day. And that's the day I'll own you. And it won't be just jail for you. You're too clever for that. It's the hanging, Bob. That's what you want, and I'll see you get what you want. It's the least I can do.
Maybe you will, maybe you won't.
Oh, I will.
Yeah?
I will.
Felt there was tension in that scene.
Yeah.
They're really underplaying it, but I
Yeah.
think I got it. It was
I
palpable.
detected it as well.
Yeah, it was subtle, but it was there.
Yeah, it was all innuendo what they were doing, but I saw it.
You hear?
Doctor.
What are you doing here?
I was on my way to town. I saw the people. Why? What's going on?
Something I'd rather you not see.
A hanging.
I've never seen a hanging.
You know,
Nor
it's
will you
funny.
see this.
He doesn't want her to see the hanging, but yet you have tons of people that brought their kids to come see it. The whole town is there.
Yeah.
Seems like it'll be the talk that she'd be embarrassed if she didn't see it. They'd be like, "Hey, you see the hanging?" No. Oh.
Good hang today. Should be a good one. Local fella today.
Oh, it's nice to see a local boy get hung here.
But instead of rooting for those big city guys.
Yeah, the out of towners. We're always hanging out of towners, it seems.
One.
Now, Father, I may be a woman, but I am also a doctor. Death is nothing new to me.
This is not death, Tanya. This is legalized murder.
Maybe she should stay to see the difference.
Maybe she should.
Okay, this legalized murder is where you're going to be getting the pieces for your reanimated man monster. So might want to consider like not biting the hand that feeds you here, Doctor.
Who'd have thought that somebody who's going to, presumably create a monster who's going to be in a movie, horror movie, would be hypocritical. I don't mind a mad scientist. I don't mind a mad scientist making a monster who goes on a rampage, but I hate a hypocritical mad scientist.
Yeah. It's the inconsistency that bugs me.
Thank you, Charles.
Don't thank him yet.
Oh, you're pretty, Jack? And what if I made any difference? Just a short step from here. Why didn't I ever cut your throat?
Hey, kind of rude of that guy to be reading his book out loud there. He could be reading silently to himself.
He's just
It's like
reading the Hunger Games.
He's inconvenienced by all the hanging, and he just starts reading louder, like, excuse me, I'm trying to read here.
Uh-huh. The guy's even like, all right, shut the hell up.
We're trying to enjoy hanging here, buddy. Do you mind?
Yeah, I'm not here to listen to you read.
Ready.
Requiem aeternam dona ei Domine, et lux perpetua lucia Tei. Amen.
Gave him the old 75-foot drop, like you always hear about for hangings.
It's like a long way, an unnecessarily long way.
Yeah, that's a deep well.
You need what, a foot off the ground? Like as long as his feet aren't touching the ground, you're good.
And even if you're trying to break his neck, you only need to drop him like 3 or 4 feet. You don't need to drop him.
Yeah, but they got 90 feet of rope. They might as well use all the rope.
They got to use all the rope budget.
So they don't get the rope budget for next year.
You know how politics is. We did our rope budget and our scaffolding budget. As long as we use them all up, we're good.
Tanya knows about the animals.
But how?
I don't know. She asked me why you still had them, and I didn't. What are we going to do?
Not now,
Tanya mustn't
Charles.
find out what.
Pay up, Baron.
Good work, Lynch. Good work.
Thank you.
Charles.
Go on, Turner. Earn your money. Yes, sir, Baron. I really like doing business with you. It's clean and it's quiet.
Was it difficult?
As difficult as drinking a bottle of whiskey. And you can see that's not very difficult.
How much blood?
1 liter this time.
Blood usually come out that just red and pristine and clear out of a corpse that's been dead presumably for a day already, maybe more.
But 6 hours, I thought they were trying to say. But yeah, no, exactly. A day is right, is what it looked like. I know I was more troubled by the gurgling sound effect that seemed to accompany the blood coming out. It was like...
Good. Now we're ready.
I must have eaten a lot of carrots.
It's a completely unrelated can of Clamato that they just opened nearby. They're just making a couple Caesars before they start all the body
Now let's
stuff.
get back to the blood.
Tanya.
I'm sorry, but I couldn't.
I was hoping you wouldn't do this.
So this is why you no longer use the animals. Human transplants.
Tanya, will you please leave?
But I can help you.
You don't understand.
I do, Father. I do. What are you going to do with the brain?
Tanya, please.
Father, will you both stop treating me like a child? I'm a doctor, a surgeon. I even think like you do.
No.
Can we get you to do another take where you don't look right at the camera on that one?
It's probably fine. It's probably fine. And that didn't look that horrific, what was under there. It looked just like a normal face. So was that a stand-in because they didn't have the makeup on the thing yet and they just accidentally caught him on camera? Or does he not look like anything?
Frankenstein is just like a normal guy who walks into a bank.
Well, she acts as if there's a big deal, and they're like, "Oh my god, impossible." I don't know. It just looked like a normal dude to me.
Yeah.
See this time.
This guy here looks like a skinny Gene Hackman.
Yeah, he does. And stretched a bit, though.
Yeah, stretchified a bit.
It is not impossible, Tanya.
But the heart, the brain, you have to keep them alive.
Yes, we've done it before.
Inside another human body?
We don't need a human body.
But you are going to put Morgan's heart and brain into that creature.
Tanya, no more questions.
But Father,
I don't want you to get involved. If anything should go wrong, the law would hold you equally responsible. And I don't want that to happen. So,
If anything should go wrong.
Yeah, he's worried about reanimating one of these corpses, and then the corpses sue him.
Yeah, that was from any legal action.
It's like the local detective is already on his guy who gets the corpses for him, so something is already responsible.
It should go wrong.
and I'll tell you everything. Please be patient.
I'll try. Good luck.
Is everything ready?
Ready.
Timing device, quickly.
Timing device ready, Doctor.
Ah, the old ticker.
Set it.
Like a time Frankenstein, like a time bomb. You just press it, and after the countdown goes off, a Frankenstein shows up, I guess.
Maybe it's like chess, where they only have so long to make a move, so he's gonna try to transplant an organ and then hit the timer, and then the other guy gets to take a turn and see how fast he can do it.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, Frankenstein Dr. Chess. I like it.
It's pretty boring work. You got to make a game out of it, make it interesting.
Checking the oil.
You're
Give it a few more seconds. I hope Mr. Morgan's brain is as cooperative.
It will be, Charles.
I like that the clock only makes noise when you see the clock.
That's a good point.
Exactly.
Same with the heart, too. I still don't really understand. They didn't really seem to indicate why they were trying to race the clock there.
Yeah, no. I guess maybe if it takes over a certain amount of time, well, clearly it didn't work. But I mean, we don't even know what the hell they're doing. So
Right, they didn't explain it to
Yeah.
us.
they can do anything.
It seemed like they were putting that heart in a salt brine there, just kind of letting it soak up the
Get some
juices.
flavors,
you know?
yeah.
Post it later.
And so for the past 20 years, my experiments with animal transplants have been pointed to this week. All the abuses I have endured from my friends, all the accusations against my sanity, and worse will be thrown into their sanctimonious faces.
Looking for something?
Yes, clouds. I need a storm for my final step, an electrical storm. For only lightning will give the creature life.
Really probably should have planned around that, right? Rather than like get the corpse lined up and get everything lined up. It's like, okay, perfect day.
Damn forecast says clear skies for the next week.
Weatherman.
That's why I haven't transplanted the heart and the brain. Oh, I can keep them alive indefinitely in the laboratory, but once I transplant them, they'll survive only a few hours, unless activated by lightning.
I want to see how you keep them alive.
You shall.
You will succeed, Father.
I will. I promise you I will. And the medical world will be brought to its knees.
I want that.
Yeah, is that second part that's the crazy part there, Father?
Let's destroy the medical world.
I love too that I can keep them alive indefinitely, but they'll only last a few hours unless they're struck by lightning. Because you know how many people have been struck by lightning that comment, my heart and my brain feel like I much better,
Rejuvenated.
rejuvenated almost. Like the rest of me is all burnt and charred to a crisp, but my heart and brain ticking like they've never ticked before.
Well, what I'm wondering is why he had to transplant these organs into a different corpse. I mean, if he's going to reanimate the corpse anyway, can't he just leave the corpse intact?
You'd think it'd be quicker just to repair the neck or something. Yeah.
No, it's much more interesting to me to have a corpse of many different corpses.
But his plan is to bring the medical world to his knees. So what's his premise? Oh, you die, and I just got to put your organs in another body and then zap you with lightning from a storm, and then you'll come back.
He's going to put him out of business because, well, no one will need doctors anymore. They'll just come to me, and I'll just bring you back to life. Long as I got lightning storms, you might have to wait a little bit. Good if you die in the dead of winter. Good luck.
And I have to transplant you into a whole new body as well, also.
Yeah, so they're going to stay supply of corpses.
So much.
Other than that, it's a
To see
perfect
you
plan.
realize your dream. Something that no one will ever take away from you.
They won't have to. I'll give it to them. Gladly.
Oh, your window's open, dude.
Like,
Yes, we have the liquid bubbling for no reason. We have the electrical sounds going off randomly. Good. Everything is as it should be in the lab.
I love that as an actor too, because like a lot of people have had to do this, where it's like you're not given any indication as to what exactly it is you're doing or why. Just make it look like you know what you're doing. Something, right? And he's doing a pretty good job. I'm buying it. I'm buying that he knows what all that is. I'm sure in reality, no idea.
Got a clipboard.
Good beaker
there.
acting.
Yeah. Fine acting.
Excellent. The lights are randomly flashing, just as we like it in here. Excellent.
What are you doing? Oh my God. You replace it? Ah, shit. No. This one won't do. I gotta move this one over here.
Oh, right, the brain. Was supposed to be working on the brain.
Yeah, still sitting there in a jar.
I was doing a Sudoku walking around the lab.
In the right No, further down, in the gray matter. See? The hypothalamus is damaged. It's no good, Doctor. It must be repaired.
There isn't time.
We must make the time. You cannot use a damaged brain.
To what extent is it damaged? Perhaps it's minor.
And if it isn't, the hypothalamus is the main center of the automatic nervous system. You may be creating something that cannot function. What good would that be? To give it life and just let it lie there, nothing more?
We'll have to take this.
What about anger and pleasure? Two emotions connected to the damaged part of the brain. Two vital emotions. Either one in excess could be devastating. Correct the damage first.
There isn't time to...
Wait. Sorry, what emotions was he saying were connected to that part of the brain there?
Any, I think.
I'm guessing. That's usually how these go.
He's saying too much of these emotions could be devastating for him. Like, we could put this man in therapy for years.
It just comes out, they bring him to life, and he is just depressed. Got this damaged hypothalamus, so, you know.
I mean, I'm pretty comfortable with the fact I'm made up of a random assortment of corpse parts, but
sometimes I just can't, you know, I know I should be getting out there killing villagers, throwing little girls into rivers, but I just can't seem to get out of bed today.
Can't bring myself to do it.
You might as well be like, oh, this brain, it's damaged. It's emotional. Too emotional. Might as well be the brain of a woman.
And then the title card, Lady Frankenstein.
To the life of that heart, 20 years. I can't throw away 20 years by minutes.
But think, Doctor.
Think, no. Instinct changes the world, not thought, and my instinct tells me to transplant that brain right now. If you won't help me, I'll do it alone.
Very well, then.
Thank you, Charles.
Okay, he's kind of jamming on in there. That'll work.
Seems like they were reenacting ghosts there with the brain.
Just roughing it.
That's how I would film this scene. Doctor in front, assistant behind, sliding his arm gently down the doctor's arm as they both push the brain in together. Yeah.
You know, a little Unchained Melody in the background, you know.
We lost the top of the skull, so I've got this clay bowl I'm going to put on instead.
You know what? I'm worried this thing looks really unrealistic and people won't buy it. You know what? Just make the camera all blurry for that one thing, and then nobody will notice.
There you go. That's the way. Cinematography.
Jam this up his ass. It's the only way we can get the electricity right inside.
Yeah, you're allowed to wheel a little bit faster than that if you want to.
Yeah. No. You got to do it slowly. It'll ruin the whole thing. You got to keep that brain stable until the lightning is zapped into it. When the guy was lowered because
I need to climb the ladder for that little final adjustment there.
Yeah.
Kind of sad that Lady Frankenstein's getting sidelined in her own movie.
I'm predicting that something's going to happen to like her dad or the assistant or somebody, and she's going to have to come in there and she's going to make something. She's going to make some kind of monster.
New monster.
I mean, yeah.
Better monster.
Because otherwise, what's the point of Lady Frankenstein? Wouldn't that be the whole movie? Lady Frankenstein did nothing. She was just coming in saying, "Hey, can I help?" And her dad would go, "No, we're good." And then she leaves.
But there's a woman in the movie now.
That's funny.
Don't worry, Charles. Everything will be fine.
Uh-oh. No, it won't.
Plans will be done.
Back to the scene.
Yeah, use the bats there.
That's not ideal when the face is on fire like that.
That'd be that oil rag. I'll put it out.
Especially not with Frankenstein. His number one fear is fire.
That
It looks
sucks too. Just before getting reanimated, your face gets caught on fire.
Oh, thanks for bringing me to life, Doctor. I just this here feels kind of hot. Was there anything that went wrong with? No. Everything went good. Everything went fine.
Smooth.
No problems at all. Certainly not face on fire.
Hey, Charles.
I'll just leave the rag there. It's good.
Well, that way, if it starts another fire first, the rag will have to be burnt through before it gets to his face. So
Further and further rags.
Came down a lot quicker than he went up.
why didn't they just bring him down the 2 turns it would have taken and then put the rag on his face?
Nothing. All we can do is wait.
What is this?
Devil with his face. I don't care what he looks like. I want him to live.
Look at his face on the wax.
Fail, Charles. should have taken time to repair the brain damage.
It probably wouldn't have made any difference. The effect of the damage would only show after the brain was reactivated.
We'll never know. And to never know is more frustrating than failure.
Take a long rest, Doctor. Then we can begin again.
I'm afraid not. No use trying to make me feel better. It's too late for me, Charles. Perhaps Tanya will succeed.
He was just using the wrong end of the horn.
Of course. But wait
He
until...
didn't know how that horn worked.
You may change your mind.
I'll feel the same. I don't even know if I want her to attempt it.
A moment ago you did.
That was just self-indulgence. The whole experiment, really.
No, it wasn't.
Who can say, Charles? Perhaps there are some things man should leave to God.
Well, if my experiment doesn't work the first time, then I quit being a scientist. Forget it.
Because I think that's what scientist is all about. That's how you do it, right? Like if you test your hypothesis, and if it's failed, then you give up completely and never come up with anything else again.
Well, yeah, and now here he's talking about how his daughter's going to take over for him. Why the heck did he kick her out of the room?
She wasn't ready. Wasn't ready yet, Jordan. This is the Lady Frankenstein origin story. Remember? This is...
Right, she gets bit by a
2 is when
radioactive Frankenstein and develops special powers.
Right. Lady Frankenstein 2 is where they really explore her going off and doing what she wants to do.
Right. Now the origin story's out of the way, they can really get into this character.
Never thought I'd hear myself say.
Frankenstein's like, oh shit! He pretends to be sleeping.
He caught me.
He's been awake the whole time.
Kind of looks like that dude from Total Recall there. The mutant.
Wait, yeah, the Frankenstein you mean, right?
Yeah.
We have his face kind of like half folded over.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does. Guy who was on Breaking Bad, that show. I don't know what his name is.
Breaking Bad guy. Hank, I think his name was.
On the show, but I don't know what his real name is.
Total Recall guy.
Yeah.
There was Total Recall?
There was the rebels on Mars, the mutants, and he was the guy who looked like he had a big long scar down his face and like had half his face.
Yeah, he's one of the mutant guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If this is really only taking place in our minds.
Sit up. Sit up!
He's an obedient Frankenstein.
Stand. Stand!
About the way it came from.
We've done it, Charles. We've done it. Okay. Go get Talia. She was here this morning. Get her.
Now we'll teach the monster how to count cards and take him to Las Vegas.
Come forward.
Just retooled.
Man, oh man. How much of this is like the final lightning strike burn, and how much of this is Just having a corpse face in general.
It's all supposed to be lightning strike burn. I don't think his face looked normal before that. So I think that burn was just a reason to make him look monstrous.
Must have been, yeah, because he had an otherwise normal face, like you said, other than his big brain energy there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another step. Another step.
Okay, we're never going to get anywhere if you have to command you for every single step.
Oh, jeez.
Hard blood's coming out of his mouth.
He hugged him to death.
Because he loved him so much.
That's really weird. I wonder why this is happening.
Well, it's a good thing that the doctor here invented this machine to bring corpses back to life just before his own death.
That is convenient.
The damaged hypothalamus there, Dan. See, that's why you want to repair that hypothalamus before you put it into a brain of a corpse guy.
Now, don't forget that you can be hugged to death by your own creation.
Right. We all know what happens if you hug someone hard enough and blood comes out of their mouth.
Tanya?
Nice for you!
It's alive. It's alive.
Oh, Charles.
That's a much more cheery... It's alive! Tanya, it's alive! A lot different than the original Frankenstein there.
Yeah. Yeah, not the same tone at all. I would like to see that refilmed with that as the delivery.
It's alive! It's alive! Looks kind of like one of those brain aliens from the original Star Trek series as well.
He does, yeah.
I can see that, yeah.
You're going to have to tell me all about...
That silly monster doesn't know how to open doors.
The way he just put his hand over her whole face, like it's like, time to stop talking now.
Yeah.
With those footsteps.
Tanya, be quiet, please.
My father.
Probably looking for some
What about
food.
my father? Father.
Tanya. Tanya.
I'm all right now, Charles.
I've got to get the police.
No. Not yet.
Tanya, I must.
Do you want to disgrace my father?
Your father's dead and you're worried about his name? You cannot keep this from the police.
Not his death. Only the creature.
That's impossible. What if it kills again? Its brain is damaged. I warned your father, but... Tanya, no. We must tell Harris.
Yes, tell him. But tell him it was a robber.
But there is Morgan's body.
What did you do with the other corpses?
The lie tank.
Put Morgan in it. Then you can go to Harris. Please, Charles.
I don't know, Tanya. What could you hope to gain?
Time.
This guy been working on this project for like 20 years?
Yeah. And the doctor's been dead for like 6 minutes.
Yeah, and the moment the doctor's dead, he's like, boom, we gotta go to the cops. It's like we've been like cutting up corpses around here. We've been putting brains back in. We got the bubbling liquid vats. You know, we've been doing all this for 20 years, and now you're getting cold feet.
Well, you know, when something's around, you know, hugging people to death, then it's now it's serious. Now we've never succeeded. I don't think he thought they'd succeed.
Yeah, he was kind of a Debbie Downer about the whole thing, wasn't he?
Yeah, I mean, you bring me in to, you know, bring corpses back to life, but, you know, we actually do it. I'm color me surprised here. I didn't think we'd actually do it. I'm all for sawing up dead people. Yeah, sure. But, you know, as soon as they really come to life, I'm out.
Yeah, exactly.
Time to think of some way to save my father's reputation. Please, Charles. Didn't you love him?
You know I did.
So do it for him.
We're getting a little spicy here. We're gonna have to. We'll just jump forward a little while past that little scene there.
I don't want the YouTube coming down on us.
I don't want the YouTube gremlins getting into us.
I haven't had time to check.
So we'll just describe what I imagined happened in that scene. That's Frankenstein watched two couples having sexual intercourse, at which point he was enraged and either strangled or drowned them both in a nearby river.
That's usually how it goes.
It's different than how I imagined it. Looked like that guy was giving that lady a mammogram examination.
With mouth to mouth.
Well, he was I think he was very short-sighted, right? So he had to like get in real close to get the results of what was going on. Otherwise, he wouldn't be able to see.
Right.
He got his glasses.
And she probably wanted to take a bath after that, so Frankenstein gently threw her into the lake there.
And she wanted to see how long she could hold her breath for. So she went underwater and she kind of stayed there.
There you go.
Everything.
What do you Lady Frankenstein's going to be doing here? So she's clearly talking to the police investigator, presumably about the robbery in which her father died.
Yeah,
and they must just had a funeral because they're all dressed in black here. Which again, did they forget about the giant reanimation machine in their house?
Gave up on him so fast.
Real quick.
I would think it was your father who was surprised. But what would a robber be doing in a laboratory?
He wouldn't have known it was a laboratory. He must have seen the light and he wanted to investigate.
Perhaps. You said he was a very big man. How big would you say?
I don't know. I was asleep.
At least half a foot taller than you, Captain.
Really? That would make him more than 7 feet tall. Are you sure, Dr. Marshall?
Well, half a foot then. After all, he was running away when I saw him.
I thought you said you saw him with the Baron earlier.
Yes, but all that registered in my mind then was this hulk of a man gripping the Baron.
Yeah. And then you entered
a
few moments
Hold on here. So if half a foot taller than this detective guy makes him 7 feet tall, that means that this detective and the other man are both 6'5", and she's about 6'2".
Yeah, that's standard.
It's standard. Yeah.
That's standard Italian height. They're known for tall, thin people.
I think it's funny that she's trying to cover up her own father's murder.
This robber killed the Baron.
I tried to stop him, but he threw me aside quite easily, and I couldn't...
And that was the time when you saw him run out?
Yes.
But you weren't hurt?
No, I wasn't.
How very fortunate. Well, I won't keep you any longer. I'm sure this has been quite an ordeal for both of you.
Just leave your father's corpse on the ground here. That's all right, right?
By the way, the young man...
Thomas.
Thomas. Where was he?
He doesn't live here. He comes each morning very early.
Thank you.
Oh, just one more thing, man. Just
Columbo style, yeah.
I'm gonna pin it on poor Thomas here.
that's like both of them are now thinking that. Oh fuck, Thomas! Yes. Oh no, you know what? No, it was Thomas. Thomas came in.
Why were we even thinking about this big tall man? Who cares about that? He's out in the world now. It's the world's problem.
Well, I mean, that's how the original book went. He made the monster, realized, oh my God, I shouldn't have done that, came back into his apartment, it was gone, and he basically just went, whew, that's problem solved.
That seems like an incredibly smart way to deal with it.
Yeah. Someone else's issue now.
He didn't believe us.
Of course he did. He just tried to impress me. You were marvelous, Charles. Thank you.
What now?
Now we wait.
Yeah, there's no place better on a sunny afternoon than right here. Just so long as I know it's my wife.
Oh, sound. YouTube, skip it.
Little spicy there. We go a little forward there.
Nice, cheerful.
Just doing a little chiropractor work on that guy there.
There we go. We can still see that. They can't take everything away from. Okay, here we go. I don't know how we're going to cover that up.
Oh, Wills, get the wagon, hurry.
Don't look here. It's only a couple of frames.
What kind of strategy was that?
Just run beside him, not around him.
But like really close beside him, not far away beside him.
He didn't want to get his shoes wet, guys. He was right next to the edge of the lake there. He didn't want to get his shoes wet. No, better just be hugged to death by Frankenstein, and that's the end of this.
Nice, cheerful place you have here, Lynch. Very fashionable. It's like something out of an insane asylum. Yes, you do have the taste of a connoisseur. The taste of a man who truly knows what is obscene, vulgar, erotic, and simply grotesque. It's very clever the way everything blends together. Things seem to
bed.
Not one
He's just saying this to him while he sleeps.
Not 1 inch of space wasted. It's truly remarkable. I am impressed. Lynch, you're such an ugly man.
What's wrong, Captain? All your cells empty this morning?
Oh, on the contrary. As a matter of fact, some friends of yours were kind enough to spend the night with me.
I don't have any friends.
Oh, but you do. There's Simon Burke and Harry Morris, and not to mention Jim Turner, and that other fellow, the little one with the hunchback.
Were they drunk?
Very. You see, they started a brawl in the tap at the sawmill. You do know the place.
Vaguely. But what does 4 drunks have to do with me, huh?
You see, the fight was over which one of them was going to pay for the entire bill, which was quite substantial. Your friend's drink, you know.
You still haven't answered my question, Captain.
Oh, haven't I?
No.
Well, let me put it this way. Where do 4 such men come upon enough money for each of them to be able to pay for himself and the other 3?
Maybe they earned it.
Maybe. But doing what? Simon and Harry, they can't earn much. After all, how many hangings do we have?
Not enough to suit you, Captain.
Lynch, you disappoint me. I don't pass sentence on anyone. I only arrest them. Drinking alone?
No, he wasn't.
Jeez, man. Italy, okay? Can we, like... Women are allowed to wear shirts. I don't know if you got the memo there, Italy, but that's something they're allowed to do.
They're probably also allowed to walk around topless. They are here, legally.
Man, oh man.
Man like you,
I suppose I could have looked into the level of gratuitous nudity that was going to be in the picture before we watched it.
None of that was gratuitous, though. I felt every bit that they've shown so far has been artistically necessary because it's important to know how hot it is in this country. It was snowing early.
That's right, exactly.
One day, Lynch, you're going to tell me the wrong thing at the right time.
It's useless, Tanya. You won't find the solution there. There isn't one anywhere.
I have
Surprised she
to
hasn't
try.
clothes on.
I'm only
Give
looking
it
for a
time.
way to make it happen. Will you help me?
The second half of the movie, all the men are bottomless.
The villagers chasing after Frankenstein with all their junk dangling, you know.
And it's all slow motion, too.
They don't even have like torches or pitchforks. He's just running away because of all that.
You know, just looking for the ladies.
If I can.
Will you help me?
I cannot commit myself until I know what you consider the solution.
Another creature.
Bigger
Tanya,
creature. This is a bigger creature to catch the first creature. And then when that
Perfect
fails, bigger creature to catch that one.
But wait. You're not listening to the best friend I plan. After that creature, a fourth, much larger creature.
Sewn together of full body parts. Like full people. Like Voltron.
Your father and me 3 years to construct the first one.
Mine will take less than 3 weeks.
Even if it took 3 hours, it would be too late.
Then there's been another killing.
2. I didn't want to tell you. I was in town today. Everyone in the village is speaking about the monster. That is what they called your father's life's work, a monster. And they're right.
They are.
Yeah, generic name too, really, you know? Just the monster, like, I don't know.
Well, everyone in town's calling it, so that suggests that everyone in town got together. Like, had a brainstorm. All right, we have some ideas about what to call this thing. You know, it's important we have a name for this thing. And then just monster is what came out of the focus group.
I
That's the
say,
best we got.
yeah, exactly. Somebody in the back just says, "How about the monster?"
Are not right. My father was a genius. And his creation will...
It will do nothing but kill. You don't understand. Even without the damage to the brain, the creature has the mind of a murderer. It kills for the sake of killing. It must be destroyed. And Harris will destroy it.
How can a man...
You helped build it. Why did you just say, "Hey, maybe we shouldn't put a murderer's brain into this thing"?
Yeah, that's fair.
I think if you'll recall, I said, "Hey, let's not put a murderer's brain in this," and then we literally could just cut to the scene in the movie.
destroy it? No, Charles. There's only one solution. To create a second creature.
Obvious.
You'll be creating another monster?
Not a monster. An executioner. Our creature will kill my father's murderer.
No, it's impossible.
Perfect. Solve the one problem with the monster. Its willingness to kill. Solve the one problem it had.
I said that as a joke. Like, that was the joke solution.
Even if you found the right brain, your creature, despite the superhuman strength induced by the lightning, it would need a physical body strong enough to support it. Where would you find such a man?
That is the body.
That's right. There you go. Recycle the creature's body.
And we got this shambling corpse here.
And that's my proposition. 500 pounds if you find me the right person.
Yeah, well, what makes you think I can?
My father told me. It's all written in his diary. He gave you a lot of money in the 3 years.
I don't want money from you.
I see.
I knew you would. Just for one night. Then I'll find you your man. It won't cost you a thing.
It will. I feel nothing but repulsion for you.
I don't give a damn how you feel about me. It ain't your feelings I want.
Your price is too high.
Then go peddle your money elsewhere.
I think Captain Harris would find my father's diary very enlightening.
My selling corpses wouldn't surprise anyone, but your father buying them, now that would give everybody plenty to talk about, eh? Wouldn't it, miss? Now, think about it. No one else can help you. No one. After all, what's one night out of your life? It can't kill you. And after, you can take a bath and everything will be brand new again.
I'll kill him. I'll kill him!
You need a drink, Charles. I don't see why you're so upset. A man like Lynch cannot be taken seriously.
Still, I would kill him for even suggesting that
Thank you, Charles. I didn't know that you felt so much about my reputation. I'm sorry. Of course you do. You are a gentleman. And so you only think of me as untouchable.
You're wrong.
Am I? Do you ever think of touching me?
Oh my God, lady. Keep it in your pants, all right?
Does it really bother you to know that a man like
The guy-
me desires me?
She's not wearing pants. She's wearing a dress.
Only that he was
Keep it in there, then.
You never really believed in my father's dream. You only stayed because of me.
What if I did?
Then why didn't you tell me? Because you were afraid. You've always been afraid. You're afraid now. We don't need Lynch. All we need is each other. I found him. Thomas.
Thomas?
Yes, Thomas. Physically, he's perfect. His body's strong and beautiful. Be honest, wouldn't you like to have such a body?
What does that have to do with me?
Everything, because you love me. I know you do. But you've never done anything about it. Instead of your love for me giving you strength, you let it melt your spine.
Stop
You
it.
let it fester inside of you until all you could do was to look at me with...
That's really nice of the movie there to, like, basically, you know what we're going to do? We're going to forego any signs of him loving her or any indication of him loving her or anything that shows he even, like, basically regards her at all. And halfway through the movie, we're just going to say, you know what? I know. I just know. I can feel it. Just know it's there.
To be fair, to this movie's credit, I did notice like the occasional looks and the way, like I did
Okay.
think that he fancied.
Okay.
I didn't think that he stayed with with her father solely because he fancied her. You know,
Because
she
she'd
was
been
away for a
gone.
while. Yeah, but I did notice, you know, the looks and the
Okay. So he might love her then. Okay, that's fine.
So what? So I'm what she's suggesting is you love me, right? You really love me, right? But your body is really sad. You have this leg thing. I don't know you're balding. Why
Gross.
don't we take your skin out and put it into Thomas's body, and then perfect.
Now,
That's what
Thomas's
she's
body,
suggesting.
there's a body I could be fucking right now. Let me tell you.
That's right. Exactly. And then is she just going to take Thomas's brain and put it into his body?
You know what? Maybe we just leave Thomas's brain in his body too. I'm just thinking out loud here, but
Maybe she wants to put her brain in Thomas's body. She's really liking that body, all that strength, you know?
Yeah, no, that's what she's suggesting. Yeah. No, I wasn't suggesting I put your brain in his body. I was suggesting I'd put my brain in his body, and then the two of us
he's like,
will have a night of passion that you will never forget. As you're held down by Thomas's body.
With the eyes of an old man. With the eyes of a cripple who could never even dream that I could love him.
Could you? Could you love me?
Yes. If you look like Thomas.
Then love Thomas.
I can't love Thomas. He hasn't your mind. Think of it. Think of me. Think of possessing me.
that's hilarious. I see you for your mind. I see beyond your body. I mean, we're definitely going to have to do something about the body to the tune of replacing it with an entirely new one. But I can see what's behind it, though, still, too, right?
Your mind is the most important, but your body's not so unimportant as to be something we shouldn't have to deal with.
We can't overlook it still, you know? It's not something we can just overlook.
Hey, if we could crack your head open, take your brain out, put it in the body of that strong, stupid fellow.
Challenged, lad.
Would you like to have my body bend to you? Would you like to make love to me?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
You can.
With Thomas's cock.
All price to pay. All I want to do is take your brain out and put it in there.
Specifically Thomas's body, too. Can't stress that enough.
His heart is as gentle as yours. Thomas, with your brain, is a man I could truly love.
No. I won't kill Thomas for you. I'm not a murderer.
You are ready to
You'd both have to die.
That was...
Yeah, you'd have to kill yourself, too, to get the brain out.
different.
Murder is murder. Do it, Charles. I'll help you. I'll be your wife. I'll give you everything.
That was a very odd edit. She gives him I wouldn't call a kiss, more so just like putting her face against his face. And then he like...
With Thomas's face.
Oh, man.
Let's see what Brainiac Frankenstein is about to do here.
Probably rip some poor lady's top off.
Do you like it?
Yes, very much.
I've had that ring for a long time. I'd never dared hope to see you wearing it.
Yeah, any progress on the whole getting into Thomas's body there at all?
Yeah.
Don't even mean to be a nag, but Thomas's body isn't getting any smarter over there. Maybe get that brain into it.
She doesn't look like she loves him at all. She's staring out into space.
Kind of has left her body. It's almost like astral projection here has occurred.
Easy there, Gene. Whoa! This Frankenstein has the incredible timing.
Impeccable. It's almost like he's watching through the window waiting for it. Okay, let's see how many frames of this we can get in before we... Okay, I guess... Well, everything's okay so far. It's okay so far.
He strategically covered her buttocks just as she rolled over.
All we have is him back here. That's all we have. Perfect. Perfect.
Famed him.
Good morning, Charles. Don't think of Thomas now. Think of him after. The way he will be.
In here. Come. In here. He's in there. Terrible sight. Oh, it's a terrible sight. Oh, terrible. Terrible sight. Blood in my life. Blood in here. I don't want to be dead again. Bench. You cheated me.
on you having sex with someone to kill you.
Wow, did you see the way he lightly stumbled into the wall right there, guys? That was devastating move by the monster.
You know, he had all the reach of that long rake, and he didn't use any of it.
The rake just disappeared.
And then he kind of like stumbled back a little bit into a wall.
I
would have picked up my kid, swung that at him.
Yeah.
You know, good solid kid to the side of the head. That would knock somebody off his feet.
Contact with the monster killed her.
Why does everyone run directly into him?
But how did he kill her? He just like gave her the poison hand and that was it.
Vulcan neck pinch thing. That's what he did.
It does look like the guy from Total Recall.
What is this thing sticking side of his head there? I guess that would be the left side of his head. There's a little stick or something above his ear.
They're like little lightning bolts. That's where the lightning thing was connected.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. I see.
Yeah, he's got 3 of them there.
Ooh.
Two on the front of his head, too.
Tom Lynch is dead.
Last night. Killed by the same man who murdered your father. And Lynch wasn't robbed either, Miss Frankenstein.
It's Mrs. Marshall now.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you. And this man, anyone seen him? Anyone still alive?
The young man who was with Sarah Wills, John Masters.
And this Mr. Masters, what did he see?
He claims it wasn't a man. He said it was a monster. But he was too frightened to satisfy me. However, there's one more witness I would believe.
Who is he?
Seth Atkins' son. He saw the murderer kill his mother. But the lad's in shock. If and when I'm ever able to talk to him, I'll...
Poor boy.
Sorry to bother you, Mrs. Marshall.
I'll see you out, Captain.
Thank you. You know, I've been wondering, Mrs. Marshall, why would you visit Tom Lynch, especially at his place, and at night?
The Baron owed him money, and my wife went to pay it back.
Wouldn't it have been better to send for him?
Really, Captain? A man like Lynch here?
Of course. But then I would think Dr. Marshall should have gone, not you.
It was my father's business which made it mine. Nobody else's.
Quite. What I don't understand is why would your father owe Lynch money?
I find your probing thoroughly impertinent.
It always is. Thank you again, and good night. Oh, one thing more. You don't believe in monsters, do you?
Of course not.
I do.
Peter Falk would have hit this out of the park.
Oh, yeah, amazing, yeah.
Perfect.
We could have used him. Probably turned it down because he saw the script.
Wait till we finished.
You're worse than Lynch was. Hey, Jim. You sure Dr. Marshall will want it?
Am I sure? Sure, I'm sure. Whatever the Baron was doing with the corpses, Dr. Marshall was helping him. So it must be sure that he's still doing what they were doing. He'll think us good.
To hell with that.
He'll think us good.
Money, as long as he pays us good. Come on, this ain't my favorite way to make a living.
Hey, I ain't gonna...
Shh, Jim, shut up. Listen.
There's ominous horns playing.
Is their plan just to start bringing corpses, like, unsolicited to this Lady Marshall now, I guess?
Yeah, yeah. Just bring them by. See, that's why Lynch was the brains. You need the Lynch for this to work.
Good
These two
afternoon,
idiots
ma'am.
don't
I'm
know.
your friendly neighborhood door-to-door corpse salesman, and have I got corpses? Boy, do I.
I just happened to stumble across them. Happen to have some money for them.
Shambling, rotting, decrepit, whatever you like.
I don't hear nothing.
Them, Captain. I was here early, like always. I keep a clean place, you know. I always clean it every morning when I...
The guy on the left is definitely having a laugh
clean
there.
It up, yes, sir. I always try to keep a clean place. That's what I
Yes,
keep.
I understand.
A nice, quiet place.
Thank you very much.
Great,
That'll be
Roberts.
all.
Doesn't make any sense.
It's beginning to make a lot of sense. Get those shovels. Dig it up. Then dig up every one of them dated within the last 2 months.
Just what do you expect to find, sir?
Not a damn thing.
Oh, beautiful body, Thomas.
Oh,
He's
gosh,
already got the Frankenstein walk down.
He makes sure to walk behind him, too, when he's... Oh, you dropped all your packages, Thomas. You'll have to...
Looks so good with my husband's brain.
Oh, no, Thomas. I wasn't laughing at you. Don't be mad at me.
No, not mad. Never mad at you.
Well, that's very kind of you. Come here, I'll help you.
I'll hand them to you. You'll still be carrying everything.
There. On the chair.
I have an idea. Let's see how much of this ether we can sniff. Just you and I. Just a little game. Huh, Thomas?
She's not waiting for that brain transplant.
Oh, she's like, you know what? Maybe I don't need the brain transplant after all. A lot of rigmarole.
There.
Her husband's brain in there. She wants to test drive it to make sure it all works, right?
Is this really a commitment I want to make? Killing and replacing the brain of this man. Is this really something that I want to do with my husband?
See if everything works on Thomas first. Makes sense to me.
That's better, isn't it?
Put in your pants, lady.
Sit down, Thomas. Sit down.
Like that scene from Forrest Gump.
Isn't this kind of sexual assault?
A little bit.
Yeah, arguably. Could very much argue.
It is. Hold on, we gotta do some careful editing of this.
You actually do understand what's going on, don't
This guy's like, all right, we can kill him anytime now. The seduction is complete. We can kill him right now. Let's kill him right now. How about right now?
You're beautiful.
Okay, lady. Good lord! How far are we gonna let this go?
This is the last 30 minutes of the movie. It's just them banging.
And him just watching, he's like, should I kill Thomas now?
Lady Frankenstein. Go. They haven't taken care of the other monster. We don't find out the investigation.
Okay, Thomas is done. I guess I should kill him now. All right, that's enough. Okay, smothered him. Smothered him. That's what we think happened. He smothered him. Okay, smothered. It's all a smothering.
No, it's funny because she was smothering him with her pillows. And then her husband smothered him with the other pillow there.
Yeah.
Sleep number dead.
Okay, good. So, in my professional opinion, I've never killed anybody, but I feel like if a man and woman team are planning to distract a guy and kill him, it doesn't need to get to full penetrative intercourse for that distraction to be complete.
She had him very distracted. And you know how groggy you get right afterwards, too. So there's that added.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Man.
Tommy! Tommy! May I help you, young lady?
Oh, good day. I'm looking for my brother.
Your brother? You must have the
Tommy.
wrong...
Thomas Stack.
Ah, he's not here. Have you tried at his home?
I went there first.
I've not seen him for a few days. Perhaps he's gone on a trip.
Tommy? Where would he be? He was never out of the county.
It's possible. Perhaps my father's death had something to do with it.
Oh, I didn't know. I'm sorry.
Yes, Thomas was very fond of him, and his death must have shocked him.
Oh, yes, perhaps.
I'm really sorry, but I can't help you. I'm sure Tommy will be here soon. Are you living at the inn?
I shall be.
Ah, fine. I'll tell him. He'll be so happy to see you.
Thank you,
Mrs. Marshall.
I'm so sorry to trouble you, Mrs. Marshall.
Oh, no trouble. We're all very fond of your brother.
I'm sure you are. Good day.
I just got finished fucking him a few minutes ago, actually.
Now I gotta kill her. Because presumably it's gonna look weird when she's no longer with her husband, with the formerly mentally handicapped person.
Right, exactly. And the husband's like, do you think I can have sex with her before we kill her? Would that be... No, I'm afraid not. I'm afraid not.
I'll distract her, and then you smother her with a pillow. In fact, you can smother her partway through during. I'm fine with that, too.
Live again.
I hope she didn't like Thomas's hair because they had to shave his head for this whole procedure thing here.
And what about his face? If it gets struck with lightning again, it risks having all kinds of weird damage done.
Well, she's probably going to figure out a smarter way to do it, because she's Lady Frankenstein.
She wasn't around to see that bit, though, so she was just going to have to, guess.
Winging it.
Amy was meant to have.
I liked him, Tanya.
I hope it's not a Cinderella situation with the brains and the skulls,
Think of tonight, Charles.
It's got to fit.
Yeah.
Only of tonight.
Going around the house with the brain, trying to put it into different skulls.
People are talking. They're saying that Baron Frankenstein is responsible. They're saying that he created that monster.
Killed him, remember?
But it didn't kill his daughter.
What does she have to do with it?
Well, you know how people are, Captain, especially when they're scared. Right now, they're so scared they may do anything. Just anything. Something real crazy, maybe. To them, the name Frankenstein is 6 leagues below Satan himself. And they don't care who's wearing it. Come on, John.
It's a nice village you got here. Pity if something were to happen to it.
Oh, man. Yeah, that's funny. He is just kind of like using his heavy weight to push around Frankenstein. Maybe some Frankenstein goes missing. I don't know what happens. It's hard to say.
Maybe a bunch of people show up with some pitchforks, maybe some torches, These kind of things just happen all the time. Maybe you pay me, maybe they don't show up.
Hard to say how events are connected.
What's wrong? You can't change your mind now. It's too late, Tanya. I killed Thomas. You've got to make the means justify the end, for my sake.
What if I fail? Charles,
Then you fail.
Wouldn't want to lose
I'd
Thomas's
rather give
body.
my life to you than to the hangman.
She can still keep that around.
Is everything clear? No questions.
No questions.
Remember that I love you.
I'll remember.
Now smile for me. That's the last thing I want to see. Thank you. Now begin.
On his face, she just hits him with the bottle.
Yeah, bonks him on the head.
I never learned how ether worked. I skipped that class.
Just gonna waterboard him with it.
I do not appreciate your intrusions, Captain.
I'm trying to find your father's murder, Mrs. Marshall, and I don't see how that could be an intrusion.
Of course, you're right. Please forgive me. I've been up all night with my husband.
Then he's seriously ill.
It could be. He's resting now, and after my breakfast, so will I. Have you made any progress, Captain?
Not much, but the murderer has. 2 more men have been killed, Jim Turner and Bill Jessup. They worked for Lynch. Oh, you wouldn't know them. They're not exactly the kind you'd invite to tea.
Thank you for telling me about the recent murders around town. I appreciate you coming.
That I've been up all night with my husband line was actually pretty good. Give the movie that.
That was pretty good, yeah. That was a pretty good one.
Everything is ready, my darling. Do not be afraid. Soon we'll be together again.
We're together again.
That was Thomas's body, right?
I don't. Oh, bald. It's hard to tell.
Yeah, it is hard to
I think
tell.
Pretty sure it's Thomas's body because they got that big enlarged brain thing going on
I
again.
think the brain's already in there, yeah.
Yeah.
They all rejected my father, life's work. Now they'll see.
That was really odd, yeah. But she improved on her father's process in literally every way. All she's got to do is dunk a couple of things into water. Doesn't need a lightning strike. Doesn't need a bunch of corpses. Just needs the one corpse.
Yeah.
Doesn't need the big cranking wheel.
Right.
Yeah, the slow wheel. But she still does not quite know where the heart is. She failed. She missed that class too.
On the
she
stomach.
missed ether and heart class.
Yeah.
Yeah, she listening for indigestion right now.
You know what Thomas did, Kathy?
It's true, Julia. I've seen it.
And you think that Tommy is somehow involved with this monster?
Well, not in creating it, but I think he found out about it by chance.
And Mrs. Marshall? She's part of it, too?
Yes, she's lied too many times not to be.
Then she and Dr. Marshall, they would have to kill Tommy, wouldn't they? Wouldn't they?
Maybe not. Who would believe Tommy?
I would. You would, too, Paul.
This is Twitter right here.
Hey, there's an earned kill from Frankenstein. Just have somebody stumble against a rock. They stood there and watched him pick that up. It's like, he won't throw it at us.
Right behind. Can't even see us.
Cool to see somebody lift something that heavy, though.
Wow, this is great. You never see this. Wow, it's amazing.
As she said earlier, the lightning gave him superhuman strength.
I'm really glad we came out to the mob. This was amazing. Does this take place in the modern day, or does it take place back in olden times? It seems to be jumping.
Old buggies.
Right. But how do you explain the dudes with the mafia suits, though?
Bad costuming.
I guess so.
They always did that. The old Universal black and white horrors. They never seemed to. You could never tell when they were supposed to be. You know, it was that same thing. Like it'd be horse and buggies, but then there'd be people wearing like modern American suits all of a sudden. So,
right.
Oh, see, I like this. There's still enough time in the movie they can work in the mafia subplot. You know, where the Frankenstein was working for the Don
the whole time.
Yeah.
You know, it's a nice sound. It's pity if someone were to. I don't know, maybe build a monster out of corpses, bring it to life, have it do a rampage. Pity if something like that would have happened to your nice town.
Damned if he isn't headed straight for the Frankenstein estate. Let's go, John.
Making Frankenstein a made man.
Remove the stitches and your hair grows back. No one will see the difference.
Gotta get his bones.
In the meantime, this wig will do perfectly.
How do you get his hair back?
Put your
I'm splitting the wig. I think she said something about no one can see the difference. It'll be perfect. It looks like Warren Beatty.
Yeah, it does.
Hands like this.
And the same level of acting talent as well, for sure.
Look at
This is the prequel to Shampoo.
When I release the paper, you try to catch it between your hands before it reaches the floor. But you must look into my eyes. Bravo, Charles. Reflex is perfect, pulse normal. Everything.
That's the one test we will run. You are fine.
How could I possibly know our storm would come in time?
Of course you couldn't.
One thing more, Charles. You see that heavy table over there?
That one?
Go and lift it. Go on, Charles. Lift it.
He's gonna break that woman in half when he makes love to her.
That's what she was looking for. Thomas with 1.5 times the power of the original Thomas.
And now, Charles. You're a young man again. Handsome, strong, intelligent, and beautiful man.
Mrs. Marshall! Mrs. Marshall!
What is it?
Captain Harris, I insist on seeing you.
You must see him, Tanya. He'll just keep on coming back. Come on. Go and see him. Hurry.
I must see Dr. Marshall.
Impossible. He's still extremely ill. I cannot.
I'm not asking your permission.
Read, Captain Harris. This is a...
Yes, it is,
I
Mrs.
shall
Marshall.
report you to your
You
superior.
do that.
Please leave my home.
Not until I see your husband.
Really, you have no right, Captain Harris. My husband is very ill.
That's far
I
enough.
was hoping the Frankenstein was in that suit of armor there.
Wrong! Busting out.
Sorry, Captain, but my illness is quite contagious. You shouldn't risk coming any closer.
I want to speak to you alone.
Whatever you have to say, I want my wife to hear it.
Very well. I came to warn you about the monster that you and Baron Frankenstein created. I hold you responsible in the deaths of 8 people, including the Baron.
Of course you can prove it.
If I could, I would be here to arrest you. I know that you are my proof. I want you alive, Doctor.
Why should anyone want to kill my husband?
Not anyone. Only the monster he helped to create. Of those killed, 4 were responsible for giving it life. You, Doctor, are the 5th and last.
That's absurd, Captain. How could Lynch and those other 2...
By providing your father and your husband with corpses.
So, okay, wait. So the monster killed 4 people that were attached to his creation. And then what? Just killed like 4 or 5 people just for fun? Just randomly? He's like, oh, a couple on the beach, better kill them.
At those odds, it does seem like it is random and just coincidental that these people happen to be involved in bringing it life at that point. Right?
This isn't a big town.
I don't have to tell you how they were used.
How else are we to know what you are talking about?
Those jars in the laboratory, it won't be difficult to prove they contain human organs and not animal. No, Doctor. You never considered the creature might not appreciate your miracle. That's why he killed the Baron, the 3 other men. That's why he must kill you.
Why didn't he kill Charles when he killed my father?
Because your husband wasn't in the laboratory at the time.
This is the most extraordinary fable I've ever heard.
No, but he definitely
You really
saw him,
disappoint
though.
me, Captain. A robber killed the Baron. As for those other 2 pyramids of integrity, anyone could have had sufficient reason to kill them. Perhaps it's your incompetence that's led your imagination awry. I suggest you take a
Very
long
well. I've warned you. Remember, lies can't keep you alive, Doctor. But I can.
Your concern is a great comfort to me. Good night, Captain.
I don't know what you've done with Thomas, but I'll find out. And when I do...
Yeah, what is the game plan on Thomas moving forward for this couple?
I don't think they thought it through. I think she only thought as far as, I'd really like to have sex with Thomas.
It really seems more and more like that as the movie goes on.
Yeah, kind of short-sighted on her part.
We must get away tonight, Charles.
No, Tanya.
But, darling, Harris and his men will find the monster. They'll destroy it.
They don't know how. I do.
Every available man, Peter. I want this place surrounded. And make sure the men tell no one, especially their wives. Now hurry.
Yes, sir.
You don't know where to look.
It'll find me. Tonight. Tonight it will be here.
Charles.
Might get one last quickie in before, it arrives, though, right? Right?
I mean, I technically haven't had sex with you yet, right? I know you've had sex with Thomas's body, but never when I've been inside of it.
Wait, Charles! You don't have to kill it. He thinks he just killed you. It's finished. We can control it. It doesn't have to kill again. We can show the world that my father didn't fail. That he wasn't insane. Think of us, Charles. The power. The fame.
No, I must kill it.
Yes, you're right. Kill it.
Why did you change your mind, Tanya? Because you know that no matter which of us survives, you still win? You
What?
do know.
He proves it, right?
So the monster sees Charles' body and goes, "Oh, well, it's dead now, and now he's not doing anything." Wouldn't you want to keep the handsome one, though? Like, I don't know.
Whichever one lives, she'll be having sex with it. She's not bothered.
It's clearly.
Yeah, she doesn't really have much of a plan here, it seems. It's kind of just like do whatever in the moment.
She's kind of winging it, yeah.
Win-win for her. She won't be held responsible for anything.
Captain Harris. See if he's dead. Just unconscious. All right, let him close. Let's go!
Just unconscious. He's the one guy who had a run-in with Frankenstein who survived.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good, yeah.
And we've seen Frankenstein fight. He's mostly a striker. So I feel like if you were going to battle him, you'd be better off trying to take him down and choking him out or something like that.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, we haven't seen much of his ground game in this movie. That's true.
Get him in the ankle lock or a Boston Crab. See what that does to him.
Or play the top rope game where you just keep kind of hitting them down to his feet and then knock him off his feet.
Oh, the hug of death. Even with one arm, this is a fatal move.
Oh, she stabbed them both.
Yep. Not like this. Weren't they talking earlier about how they're the only ones who know how to kill it?
Yeah. Well, he specifically, the only one who knew how to kill it.
So, and I guess what? Hitting it in the head with something sharp that pierces its brain? Like, I think people could probably have figured that out pretty easily.
Yeah, they're trying to shoot it.
No. Has to be a bludgeon to the brain.
It's like, yeah, you're okay, but you know, I saw this lady with a nicer body. If we could just take your brain out, put it in her.
Don't just burn everything until we find them.
There's a really solid plan here by the villagers.
Oh, I play hide and seek.
You're too late, Captain. Get him out of here! Get him up! All right, let's go. Julia, what are you doing here? You've got to get out of here.
They're making love.
There it goes. Okay, honestly, movie. There's 30 seconds left in the movie. Whatever. We're just letting it ride.
He's just giving her an exam. That's all he's doing.
Medical. Nothing
Purely
titillating
medical.
here.
Purely medical.
Okay. And then he strangles her for whatever reason.
Italian horror movie.
End
That's
of
the
movie.
end?
That was it.
Credits roll to Tutti Frutti. Tutti Frutti. I think that should be every closing credit. Song should just be Tutti Frutti by Little Richard.
I think so too.
Always works. Always fits.
Yeah.
Well,
that was Lady Frankenstein.
That sure was Lady Frankenstein. Hope you enjoyed it as much as we did.
She didn't have as firm a plan as I would have assumed a Lady Frankenstein would have had, right? Because ladies are like, they plan things. They're planners. Men more fly by the seat of their pants, you know? Women are like, no, let's think this out. She did not think anything out.
In the pro column for Lady Frankenstein, she was really committed to bringing somebody back to life.
Yeah.
But
that's true.
For someone who was like a top surgeon, #1 in her class, she really didn't seem to, I don't know, she didn't seem to have any planning skills or any ability to think beyond her next move.
No.
I thought her stitch work was pretty good, though, with the stitches around Thomas's head there.
That was all good. She didn't seem to know where the heart was or how ether worked. Put the cloth on, then pour it in. Just douse and
should be fine.
Yeah, but And really, really an opportunity, just any opportunity to have sex with an undead, with a thing, either a mentally handicapped person or a monster during a fire. Any opportunity to get in there. She was a randy lady, that Lady Frankenstein.
Indeed, she got hers. She did get hers.
Right.
So you guys want to give a ranking to that movie? Do we have a ranking system in play, or?
I'm gonna say I'm gonna give it 3 melty wax faces out of 6. I'm gonna go right down the middle.
50-50, all right.
50, yeah.
Nice. I'm going to give it 14 botched brain surgeries out of 10.
Oh, well, there you go.
That's pretty good. I am going to award it a 6. And you can just figure out whatever scale you want to place that on your own.
Number undisclosed.
All right.
There
Well,
you
thanks
go.
for watching, everybody. We hope you had a good time. Support the channel, do all that stuff. We'll talk to you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.